Hello, it is Sunday, June 23rd, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's time for a big Sunday grid with a title, Picture Day. I'm hoping this is a bit gentler than the last few days of the New York Times crossword, which have been tricky. It's a big grid, and I do need to get through it in a reasonable amount of time today, so hopefully it's not too bad. And this big jumbo edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Henrik Koskinen, Laura Sexton, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, and the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support, keeping this series going, making it a sustainable part of my daily work. Very grateful to them for that, as I am grateful for the contributions of everyone who contributes to the Patreon campaign. Thanks so much, if that includes you. And if you'd like it to, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link where you'll find all of the bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. And the weekly mini puzzle pseudo speed solve now is on the channel. I did upload that yesterday. So check that out if you're a patron. And there's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join via description field link. It's also a big help if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And now, let's get on to The Crossword by Michael Schlossberg, who's constructed around a dozen puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It's entitled Picture Day. It's a Sunday puzzle, so it does have a title. No idea what that means just yet. We'll find out momentarily. Let's start solving. Plant in a bloom. I don't know, a rose or something? I'm not actually sure how to think about what that one is. One down, so that's your game. Could be something like aha. Let's look at this one. Atypical band instrument. Well, if this is aha, and that is four letters with an H, it could be a harp, which is certainly an atypical instrument in a band, in a sort of, pop or rock band, or even a jazz band. That would be pretty unusual. I'm sure there are examples of it. Flight. In flight, in three letters with an A in the middle, I would say lamb. If you're on the lam, you're fleeing justice, for instance. You're making an escape. So alga, as in an algal bloom. So algae. So alga, the singular of algae, and you get that sort of algal bloom in a pond or what have you. Okay, I think that's probably the answer. So then, what's shin armor? I'm not sure offhand. What armor do you put on your shins? Greaves, maybe? It's one of those funny, sort of very particular bits of sort of medieval armor terminology that I think I probably mainly know from playing Diablo many, many years ago. Okay, let's see. Knowable without, I'm not actually 100% certain that's right, but I think it is. I think those are greaves. Let's look at this. Knowable without experience. If something's knowable without experience, it's apparent? No. Apropos doesn't make any sense. Knowable without experience. I don't know. I wonder how apparent an answer this will be after I see it. I assume it will be one. Two Iowans, 1930. American Gothic? Right, okay, so I'm not Picture Day. So I assume what's going on is this is a description of the painting known as American Gothic. It's that famous portrait of a farmer couple, and the man has a pitchfork. I don't know what this is suggesting. Is Two Iowans the sort of original name of that painting, maybe? Or is it just a description that we're using as though it were the title? I don't know. I'm almost positive this is the answer. 1930 feels like the right year for that painting. I don't know. I'm pretty confident this is right, but I don't 100% know why. Well, I do know why. I mean, I get that this is referring to that painting, but I don't yet understand the nature of the theme, I suppose, is what I'm saying. Okay, let's keep going. Knowable without experience. Right. Oh, a priori. There we go. There we go. So if something's true a priori, you can sort of take it as read. It's you don't need sort of additional evidence or experience to understand it. It's saying, yes, this is the case. This is a starting point. Okay. So succor. If you give someone succor, you give them aid. You help them. And a bouncer's job is IDing. Yeah, IDing people to get into a nightclub, say, checking their age or what have you. Okay, proof of meeting a celeb, say. Oh, a pic, maybe a selfie on your phone or something. Yeah, that sounds right. La Vie en Rose singer would be Edith Piaf. So there we go. We'll put her name in there. Hold on. I'm not sure. What pore clogging can lead to? Can lead to acne in your face, say, if your pores get clogged up. Oliver Twist antagonist. Fagin, the character from the Charles Dickens novel. Oh, Path to Machu Picchu, the Inca Trail, I think it is the path to Machu Picchu in South America. I think it's Inca Trail. It's definitely Inca, obviously, but it's Inca Trail, I believe. Let's just check it with the crosses here. Answering machine signal. Oh, tone, right. If you get someone's answering machine or voicemail and you say leave a message after the tone, I suppose. All right. Press conference organizers are PR for public relations. Not sure what the rest of it is, but I bet it starts with PR. You could have public relations people organize a press conference. Mechanical catch. Not sure about that one. Sound at the doctor's office. Ah, maybe a doctor's telling you to say ah as they're inspecting your mouth and throat. Console with a wireless controller is the Nintendo Wii video game console. And then business name ender could be LLC for a limited liability company. So, I don't know, that doesn't look right, does it? It could be PLC if it's a British company. Although, no, that doesn't look right either. Maybe is wrong. Maybe PR is wrong. Mechanical, I'm sure this one's correct. So business name, probably LLC. Mechanical catch. Sound at the doctor's office. I don't know what this is. I mean, I feel as though everything I've said seems correct, but I don't. Mechanical catch, Paul. I don't know that word, if that's the answer. I think it probably is the answer. Patton crossed it in 1944. The Seine, the river. Let's see. Let's look at this. Hold on. In a sec. Oh, right. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. Just didn't think of it. What about this? Slip in a warehouse. An invoice you could have in a warehouse, and you could have an invoice indicating goods that have been purchased and sent. Supermarket chain initials. IGA is a chain. I think this is a U.S. supermarket chain in which I think it's something like Independent Grocers Association or something. I think they're independently owned grocery stores that share a sort of brand. It's kind of like sort of like a franchise model. It's probably not actually a franchise model, but it's something sort of akin to that. 6 Basque Villagers, 1937. Oh, Guernica. Okay. So this is Picture Day. So we're sort of, I guess each of these is sort of counting the subjects depicted in these famous paintings. Okay. So, yeah, I still don't quite get it. What does that mean with respect to Picture Day? I mean, obviously it's referring to pictures, but yeah, I still don't 100% get it. But I understand what we're meant to do as the solver. I just don't understand the sort of nature of the theme entirely. But I'm sure we will eventually, and there might even be a revealer that explains it. Okay, enthusiast, a nut. Fünf is to German as blank is to Spanish. So fünf is 5 in German. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. And then we have cinco in Spanish. So there we go. So what was this one? Hashtags neighbor on a keyboard is the @ sign. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it is. There we go. That's the kind of thing I would never, somehow I wouldn't remember out of the blue, but obviously with the crosses, it's easy enough to see. Okay, adorable one. A cutie, I suppose. And then quarterback stat, abbreviations of, oops, sorry about that. So this is an NFL-related clue. Attacks or attempts. Here's where my complete lack of knowledge comes into play. I think it's probably that, though. What about this? 12 orbs, 1889. I'm actually not sure about this one. 12 orbs. I'm not sure offhand. I don't know what painting. I assume it's a painting again, as these others, but I don't know what it is. Like some teas. Could be herbal if this were cutie spelled like that. I kind of doubt it. What about this one? Look at desirously. Leer at or ogle or lech, maybe? I don't really know. I don't think you can use that verb in that particular way. I don't think that's right. What about this? Press conference. Oh, right. It's PR teams. I just realized that's what it is. Okay, I think this must be Paul, mechanical catch. I'm sure this is a common phrase in mechanical sort of design that I just don't happen to know. But I think it must be right because I don't know what else any of these other things would be. Okay, so what about this? Part of the atmosphere above most weather. Near space or something, or near, as opposed to, say, outer space, I'm wondering. What about this? Put a value on. To, not sure, rate, I don't know, it's obviously not right. Real Time with Bill, this is a U.S. politics talk show, I suppose. Real Time with Bill Maher. Put a value on. Oh, put could be past, so it could be rated. It could be something like that. Yeah, as in put a value on yesterday. Yeah, that could be right. I'll leave it there for now. Sorry excuse for a pillowcase, question mark. A sham? Sorry excuse for pillow. Oh, because I think that's right, because a sham is a kind of decorative pillowcase, but also a sham is a kind of, it's a fraud. It's a sorry. You could say, it's a sorry excuse. That's a complete sham. So this is punnily, kind of doubly defining a sham. That's very good. That's clever. It's kind of like a cryptic crossword clue. 20 across setting. Oh, Inca Trail. So Peru. Okay, there we go. So this does look like near space, doesn't it? Okay, I think that's right. Vocalist Vicky. Don't recognize this name offhand, unfortunately. What about this? Oh, this is 12 orbs. Oh, the star something? I still don't know what it is. The Starry Night? Vocalist Vicky. Something to talk about is a topic that's pretty straightforward. That C was helpful. Seasonal decoration from the Old French for sparkle. I don't know Old French, I have to admit. I'm not sure. What about this? World Cup cheer. Olé, olé. There we go. There we go. And the Euros are currently going. You don't hear this as much, although you sometimes do. Actress graph of Mr. Belvedere. I don't know. I mean, I vaguely remember that show existing, but I don't know who this is. Enthusiast. A nerd? You're sort of a train nerd. You could be, a train enthusiast, for instance. I'm not sure. Not sure. Words woven into Charlotte's Web. Oh, it's funny. I wouldn't have remembered this a month ago, but then it was referenced. Something about Charlotte's Web was referenced in the crossword, and then someone in the comments reminded me that the sort of famous phrase from Charlotte's Web is "some pig," and I think that's right. Director who is part of Filmdom's Splat Pack. I assume this is referring to kind of slasher horror film directors, but I'm not sure who this is. I'm not very familiar with that kind of genre of film, to be honest. I mean, I am a bit, but not really. Not very much. Seasonal decoration from the Old French for sparkle. Tassel, maybe? I don't know. Actress graph, enthusiast. Oh, tinsel, I bet it is. That makes more sense because tinsel sparkles in the light. Okay, so that'll be it. So maybe this is nerd. And then this could be something like Eileen graph, maybe. Renovation need, perhaps. A permit. Stuff left behind by an old flame. Cinders, right? Literally something burns down and leaves cinders. Okay, so there we go. So this was Eileen. Vocalist Vicky. I mean, it could be Kara. Not sure. Oh, Eli Roth. Okay, Eli Roth is definitely a horror film director who I don't think I've seen any of his films, but I do think he's associated with lots of gore. So I think that's probably right. Mangia, let's eat. There we go, from the Italian. And writer buried in a Baltimore churchyard, that would be Edgar Allan Poe, is very much associated with Baltimore. And souvlaki go with would be pita, so you could be eating some, sort of Mediterranean food. And then 12 Orbs, 1889. Yeah, it is the Starry Night. Okay. So this is Vincent van Gogh for Van Gogh. About 40% of a yard. 40% of a yard. I assume this means a yard, meaning the measurement equivalent to 3 feet? 40%. I don't know what that's getting at. Huh. I can think of measurements like pica, but that's much bigger than this. Oh, maybe it's a pint, as in a yard of ale. I bet that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know the conversion of pints to yards of in liquid measurement, but I assume it must be this. I'm guessing that's what this is. Many moons would be an eon, a very long time. And then gossip, a yenta, which I think is, it's a Yiddish word, I would think, for a gossip, a gossipy woman, I think is basically what it refers to. So that's what that is. One of two openings under a bridge. Could mean the bridge of a string instrument, but obviously it could mean a bridge over a span, over a gap, or over water. Performing, perhaps, is on stage. There we go. That looks right. So what is this? Oh, the bridge of your nose, nostril. There we go. I didn't think of that one until I had some crosses. Ted Lasso footballer. Oh, right. I do know this. This is fictional football player from the show Ted Lasso, which I do enjoy. And the character's name is Jamie Tart. There we go. Cereal with a mega stuff variety. There we go. They're Oreo O's. A very awkward cereal name, but it is a descendant of the official snack cookie of the New York Times crossword, the Oreo. And there we go. All right, so what about this? Helvetica-like typeface. Arial, there we go. Sort of less elegant cousin of Helvetica. They're both sans serif fonts. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka, 1988 parody film. I have seen this actually ages and ages ago. There we go, sort of a parody of a 1970s blaxploitation sort of film. Often frayed parts of papyrus, the edges fray of papyrus. That kind of paper, that sort of thick, fibrous paper. Good name for a nuclear engineer would be Rod, I guess, referencing nuclear fuel rods. And then here we have one gemstone. Oh, girl with the pearl earring. I don't know if it's with a "the" at the beginning. So let's go backwards. No, it wouldn't have it. Girl with the pearl earring. There we go. Good. Okay, well, that's nice to get that very long answer in the grid. Fill in an entire row. Vaccine component, RNA. There we go. Used in recent vaccines to great effect. And wacky is inane. Crazy horse and kin. Ooh la la. Ooh la. I don't know what this is. Oh, sorry. I sort of ignored the clue and just looked at the answer and thought it said oh la la or ooh la la or something. No, it's oglala, which is a people. There we go. So the people to which Crazy Horse belonged. There we go. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's right. I hope I'm not misremembering the name of this tribe, but I think that's correct. You dig? Question mark. Oh, get it? Get it, or could be got it, I suppose, but it's probably this. Wash out. Rinse. Something is to wash it out. There we go. It circles the Earth. I'm wondering if because Earth is not capitalized, it doesn't refer to the planet, but rather refers to soil. Something going around in a farming context, maybe? But I'm not sure what. Neighborhood of Montana. Alberta, maybe? Sauce in, yeah, I think that's right. Because sauce in Philippine cuisine is adobo. There we go. So this is Alberta, Canada, must neighbor Montana in the US. And then it circles the Earth. Tropic? Oh, okay. Maybe it is referring to the planet. I think it might be tropic. So I think my original suspicion was incorrect. Let's look at this. Frog hopping into water sound. Yeah, if that's tropic with a P, this could be plop. So I think that's probably right. Let's look at this one. Deck out. To deck something out would be to decorate it, to adorn it, to sort of bestrew it. Paragon is an ideal. So the paragon of a particular concept would be the ideal of it, the best example of it, the perfect example. TV host Joy doesn't ring a bell for me. What about this? Like some teas. Not sure about that one either. What about this? Look at desirously. Oh, eat up? Maybe cutie is wrong. To look at someone desirously. I think, yeah, eat up does sort of work for that. Let's just try it and see. I don't know what this is, though. Adorable one. I don't know. I don't know what this is. TV host Joy. I don't know about that either. Okay, never mind. Oh, eye up. To eye someone up. There we go. That's probably what it is. So this is cutie, spelled C-U-T-E-Y. I didn't think it was going to be, but it is. So that would allow like some teas to in fact be herbal teas. There we go. That's correct. About to bloom. Right, okay. Not in the sense of the way that algae bloom, I don't think, but the way a flower blooms would be in bud. And then Penguins playing it for short. It must be the NHL. It must be the National Hockey League. And the Penguins does sound like it would be the name of a hockey team. So there we go. I don't know their city or state or what have you. Component of the, or province maybe, I don't know. Component of the immune system is a T cell. There we go. Those, if you have a low T cell count, you could be immunocompromised. Okay, so what about this? Divider's counterpart. Divider's counterpart. Oh, uniter. The counterpart of someone who unites could be someone who divides. There we go. There's sort of two sides of the same coin, I suppose. Less emotional. If you're less emotional, you're icier. And a fresh perspective is a new take, maybe? Modern day Phoenicia. Where is modern day Phoenicia? What is it? Lebanon? That sounds plausible. Let's try it. Bock or dunkel? Well, a bock is a logger. I don't think I know a dunkel. Dunkel means... Oh, now I'm completely losing it. It means either dark or light in German. I can't remember which. Oh, that's infuriating. Is it dark and hell is light? Oof. Anyway, whatever. These are loggers. Okay, wane. To wane would be to abate, for something to go down, to lessen over time. And chargeable transport is an e-bike. Right, okay. I've got those all over London. I actually really like them. I find them very useful. Okay, let's see. Just manage without, to eke out a victory or a living or something. And like one's soul in a heart-to-heart would be bared. You could bare your soul in a heart-to-heart. Feature of a Raggedy Ann doll. It's a red-haired doll with sort of red yarn for hair. Starts of some cheers. Haze, maybe? I'm not sure. Name on a box of fruit-flavored candy. Oh, no, it isn't that, because this is Ike from the fruit-flavored candy Mike and Ike, which I sort of only associate with being in cinemas and the kind of candy display. Starts of some cheers. So what is this? Oh, hips, as in hip hip hooray. That'll be what it is. Okay, so then what about this? With 99 across 4 timepieces, 1931. Oh, the persistence of time? This is the Dali painting? Yeah. No, wait. Maybe I'm misremembering the name of the painting. Because it continues on to 99. Right, maybe this is wrong, or I'm just misremembering the name of the painting, I suppose. You dig? Could be Get Me, or... Let's keep going. Too much musically. Too much. I'll probably recognize this when I see it. I assume it'll be an Italian phrase, but I can't remember offhand. What about this? Something tropio or something like that, but I don't think that's right. Bridesmaids co-star. I've not actually seen this. Was Kristen Wiig in it? That would be my guess. It seems like she might well have been, and her name would fit. So let's try this. Minute or minute? Well, if it's minute, it could be wee, as in small. So what about this kind of dish that you wouldn't want to eat from, a Petri dish you wouldn't want to eat from because there's going to be some kind of experiment on it for observation. Okay, biblical figure whose whole body was like a hairy garment. Oh, Esau, I think. What about this? Unreliable. I'm fairly sure this is right, but I'm going to check the crosses because I'm not 100% sure. Unreliable narrators. Oh, liars could be unreliable narrators. And then some cameras for short are SLRs, single lens reflex cameras, sort of standard modern photography camera type. Instrument played in the Bill and Ted movies. Air guitar, right? Bill and Ted, the characters would often mime playing guitar. All right, country that had a non-violent singing revolution in the late 1980s. Oh, Estonia? Interesting. I'll have to look that up. I should probably know what that is offhand. I like openings are oculi. There we go. So the plural of oculus, which is an I like opening, can be referred to various, can use it to refer to various things, various portals. Okay, when Macbeth fights Macduff, Act 5 of Macbeth, the play. Let's confirm that here. They're comfortable alone or in a crowd. Something ers, maybe? I'm not actually sure what this is. What about this? Politico Gallego. I'm not sure. I assume this will be a U.S. politician, but I'm not sure offhand who it is. Vega's constellation. The Lyre? Is Vega in the Lyre? I'm not sure. I'm not actually confident about that. I'm just trying it. Viking group. Oh, right. Okay, here's our revealer. I figured we'd probably get one eventually. Kind of craft store kit, or a hint to this puzzle's theme. Paint by numbers. That's what it is. That's what it is. So we're referring to paintings by numbering their subjects, which is, it's clear that we were doing that, but I didn't think of the pun kind of way to phrase it. And now we've been given it by the revealer of the crossword, which, by the way, is found in the most classical position for a theme revealer, as predicted by Lyell's law, which is that the revealer is most likely to be in the across answers towards the bottom of the grid, and most commonly exactly 3 rows up from the southern border of the grid and abutting the eastern border of the grid. This is the classical position for a revealer. And here it is in this big Sunday puzzle. Paint by numbers, very good. Anyway, so mate could be a pal if it's mate in the sense of a friend. Let's see. And then 113 down in French, so that's friend in French is ami, A-M-I. Company that once generated more than 4,000 patents in a single year, IBM. This sounds like the kind of company that would have done that. So they're comfortable alone or in a crowd. Oh, ambivores? I mean, I suppose that makes sense, just in the sense that ambi can refer to sort of using two, both sides of something or two things. I wasn't familiar with that as a sort of personality descriptor, but I guess it is one. So who is this? Let's see. I'm still not sure. What about this? Lighter igniters? Not sure about that either. And this Security Council member. So this is member of the NATO Security Council. Sorry, the UN Security Council, I should say. The USA is a member of that. So Viking group. Still not sure what this is about. I don't know. And lighter igniter probably ends with an S. Viking group. Oh, NASA. Oh, Lyra will be the constellation, not the lyre. Okay, but it's obviously sort of the same word. Okay, so then this is Ruben Gallego, I bet. And then NASA, Viking the mission. Okay, that's what it is. That all makes sense finally. So what about this one? Lighter igniters. Something lines? I don't know what this is. And here we have con head. Oh, neocon is a neoconservative, the political descriptor. So that's that. So this is the persistence of, is it the persistence of vision? Is it? Well, what's this then? You dig? No. The persistence of memory. Is that what it is? Yes, it's the persistence of memory. That's the Dolly painting. Okay, it took me at least 3 guesses to remember the name of this painting that in this crossword is described as 4 timepieces, but I think it's finally correct. So does that help with this? Lighter igniters. Oh, I don't know. Huh. Do I have something else wrong? I might. Is this ocula? I don't know. So you dig is get me. I think that's right. Sphere is, I think it probably means your area or your domain, your realm. There we go. As opposed to an orb. Too much musically. Okay, I did think it was going to start with TR. Kind of spending bill, an omnibus spending bill. You hear about this in US politics, where a big spending bill that wraps together a bunch of different expenditures to be passed all at once. And then too much musically, right. So is this a P? That's a bunch of crock. Pottery. Yeah, okay. So crock in the sense of crockery. Earthenware. Okay. And then if you're hardly a noob, you're a pro. And then Kvetcher's cries are always. Okay, so tropo. Okay, so I was sort of close, but I just couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't collapse it down into the exactly correct answer. So Kvetcher's cries are always, and then shanties are, oh, shanties not as in a sea shanty, but a shanty as in a shanty town. So lean-tos, kind of improvised buildings or habitations. So what is this? Lighter igniters. F lines? Lighter igniters. I'm sure this is a common phrase that many of you will know and understand. I don't. But I don't know what else it's going to be other than F lines, because this is going to be oculi. I can't imagine what else that would be. I think I just have to assume that that's correct. Unless this isn't paint by numbers. It surely is. Okay, I'm going to leave it. I'll try to remember that this is slightly unsure if the puzzle doesn't validate. Subject of Churchill's never was so much owed by so many to so few. The RAF, the Royal Air Force. Pretty sure that's what he was referring to. What about this? Yeah, river through Kazakhstan is the Ural. There we go. And then what is this? Cable channel with horror fantasy programming. Sci-fi, okay. Which always looks to me like Siffy when they renamed it from how sci-fi is ordinarily spelled. And then canny, if you're canny, you're clever, you're sly. So there we go. That's right. Good. So we have one corner to finish. Let's try and do it. Well, maybe. There might be something going on over here. Childish retort. Am not, probably. So you've got these classic childish retorts in the New York Times crossword, which could be anything from am not to am so to am to are so to are not, etc. Anyway, no more from me, thanks. I'm set, maybe? In 5 letters? Although this looks a bit odd. Yeah, I don't think that's right. Goes straight. Oh, reforms maybe. Oh, maybe this isn't am not. It could be are so. It is one of the ones I said. Or at least I don't even remember if that's one of the ones I said. But it is something different. And then this is I'm said or I'm something, and then goes straight is reform. So in the sense of kind of reform, if you have I don't know criminal behavior and you go straight, you reform. That kind of thing. Like some mirrors. Oval? I don't know. It seems a bit vague. I don't think that's right. Danced like Cardi B. Oh, well, she famously twerked. So there we go. And plugs, wads. If you sort of plug an opening, you sort of wad it up. That's probably right. Prefix with genetics. Epigenetics is a field of research. And 2 farthings, colloquially, a halfpenny. So half penny, said in a casual, alighting sort of contracted way, would be 2 farthings. And don't ask me to describe that monetary system in great detail. But there we go. I think that's the answer. A large building is an edifice, large imposing structure. And kitchen drawer section would be knives. To sheath something, such as a knife, would be to encase it. And yarn label number, dye lot. So I guess this is the sort of lot, the kind of group that the yarn was dyed in. I suppose you'd want that to maintain absolutely perfect color matching. You'd want sort of 2 batches of yarn from the same lot. I'm not familiar with this sort of craft involved with this, but that would be my guess as to why that would be meaningful. And then some mirrors are oval. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so that's the answer. And no. Okay, I figured I probably was going to have something wrong. So what are my 2 possible mistakes? There was one up. Oh, Paul, maybe, although this one I felt pretty confident about. This one less so. Ambivores. I thought ambivores seemed odd because vores I associate with eating. I mean, that's what that means. So what could I have gotten wrong about this? Anything? Let's see. So this is Lyra. Pretty confident about that. It's ambiverts, I bet. As in extroverts, introverts, and ambiverts. Ah, okay. I really wish I would have thought of that before. I just sort of thought of a descriptor word, and I didn't really think very much beyond that. But I should have thought about the actual meaning. And I should have anyway, whatever. And Ruben looks better this way anyway. I just figure names can be spelled basically any way you want them to be, so I didn't worry about that. And then that would make this lighter igniters. Flints, of course. Okay, use a flint to light a flame. There we go. Okay, this will be correct. It is. There we go. I really wish I wouldn't have. I could have gotten that right initially. I just didn't think about it carefully enough. Well, there we have it. That was the Sunday Crossword Picture Day. Very nice theme. Paint by numbers. We've referred to, I don't know, maybe half a dozen? I'm not sure. We've referred to several famous paintings by paint by numbers, by numbering their subjects. So let's just go through them quickly. We have 2 Iowans, 1930 is American Gothic. 6 Basque Villagers, 1937, Guernica. 12 Orbs, 1889 is The Starry Night. 1 Gemstone, 1665 is Girl with the Pearl Earring. 4 Timepieces, 1931 is The Persistence of Memory, which took some persistence on my part to finally find the proper title of. And then those comprise our paint by numbers theme. Very nice. It's a very nice theme. And all pretty memorable paintings. I can sort of picture each of them. And there we have it. That was the Sunday Puzzle Picture Day by Michael Schlossberg. Well done to him. Thanks to you for joining me for this long jumbo solve. I'll be back tomorrow with a simpler, smaller, faster Monday-themed puzzle. Join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.